Here is an interesting question you frequently see on the test. You're presented with a set of data, and you need to add serial number column to this data using Excel formula. In our case, we're presented with student grades information, and for each student, we need to add a serial number. Do you know how to do it? Give yourself a little bit of time to see if you can complete the steps in the simulator. And I am going to move forward and reveal the solution for you. The first step here is to add a new column. Assuming that we will be adding the data to the left of the first column, the easiest way to add a new column is to do a right mouse click, click Insert, and this action adds a new column. We will give new column a name serial number and extend the column so we can see the data. The first number in the series, in my case, will be 1, but you can use pretty much any number. In the next row, we will add a formula, and our formula will be very simple. We will add the value of the first serial number, plus 1, or you can use any different formula depending on your business circumstances. Once you hit Enter, you see that the second value is 2. And now I can expand this formula for the entire data set, and you will see that the numbers are increasing. Keep in mind that this number might be different from the actual row ID, and if you use different formula, the number will be different for sure. And then the last step here is to apply formatting to the column. To do this, we need to select the column, navigate to the Home tab, select Format Painter, and then apply it to the newly created column. Here's an interesting Microsoft Excel test question which tests your knowledge of Excel formulas. You need to show how to add current date and time in Microsoft Excel using formula and then format it as long date. Do you know how to do it? Give yourself 5 to 10 seconds to see if you can come up with the formula. And I am going to move forward and show you the solution. In fact, the solution is very simple. All you need to do is type in the now function. Now function returns the date and time in the standard format. To format it as long date, you need to navigate to the Home ribbon tab, and in the number format section, select the long date. Did you figure it out on your own? Hope you've nailed this question and now know how to answer similar problems on the test. A lot of times, you might get a question on how to sort data in Excel from smallest to largest. For example, you might be presented with the dataset, which shows student names and their grades on different subjects. Here on the screen, we see the grades in physics, math, chemistry, and biology. And we need to sort this dataset based on the student names. To accomplish this task, we need to select the dataset and in the Home tab, navigate to Sort and Filter and select Sort A to Z. This will rearrange the data in the alphabetical order based on the student name. An alternative solution might be to use Custom Sort. To use Custom Sort, you need to select the data, navigate to the Home tab, and then select Sort and Filter and then Custom Sort. Here you're presented with the screen where you need to select the column by which you're going to be sorting, and then select the order. In my case, I am going to select the column as math grade, and then in the order, I am going to select smallest to largest. Once I clicked OK, you see that the dataset was rearranged from smallest to largest based on the values in the math column. Let's recap. To sort the data in Excel, you need to either use Sort Smallest to Largest or Custom Sort functions. Hopefully you've nailed this question and now know how to answer similar problems on the test. A lot of times you might be presented with the question that tests your knowledge of Microsoft Excel user interface. Let's look at the sample question from the recent test. How to move the dataset 3 cells down and 1 cell to the left in Microsoft Excel efficiently. You're presented with the dataset of the student names. It contains names of the students as well as their grades in physics, math, chemistry, and biology. Do you know the answer? Give yourself a little bit of time to see if you can come up with the solution. Ready or not, I am going to move forward and reveal the final answer to you. Obviously, there are multiple ways to move the data in Excel. One of the easiest ways is to select the dataset and then in the Home tab use the Cut function. Identify the new location by putting the cursor in the upper right corner of the new location and pasting the data in the new location. But the question is this way the most efficient way, as the question asks? Let me undo this operation by using the Undo button, and I'll show you another way which might be more efficient. I'm going to use the Escape button on the keyboard to unselect the range, select it again, and the trick here is when you move the cursor to the end of the range, you are able to drag and drop the range. I'm going to drag and drop it 3 cells down and 1 cell to the right and position it in the new location. Do you know any other solutions? Please make sure to share them in comments. Very frequently on the test, you get a question about usage of formulas in Excel. And sometimes you get questions on how to display data in the status bar. For example, let's look at the question, how to display minimum, maximum, count, and average in Excel status bar. You are presented with the dataset of the student grades, which displays student names and their grades in physics, math, chemistry, and biology. Do you know how to add auto calculations for their grades in the status bar? Give yourself a little bit of time to see if you can come up with the solution. Ready or not, I am going to move forward and share the answer with you. To accomplish this task, as you might have guessed, all properties related to the status bar can be enabled by right mouse clicking on the status bar itself. This presents us with the formulas for average, count, numerical count, minimum, maximum, and sum. In our case, we need to select average, count, minimum, and maximum, and you will see that all these values now show on the status bar. Do you have an alternative way to solve it? Please make sure to post it in comments. Thanks for watching. If you liked the content, please give us a like and consider subscribing. Thanks for all your endorsement, support, and patronage. For additional helpful information, please make sure to check out links in the description. For detailed list of available resources, I encourage you to check out resources page on our website, howtoanalyzedata.net/resources. If you know someone who would benefit from this content, please consider sharing the link. Please leave the feedback, corrections, or suggestions in comments. And all the best on your journey. I'll see you in my next video. Here's the question which tests your knowledge of modern Excel formulas. You're presented with the list of student names in the column A, and you need to decide which Excel formula should you use to retrieve the value of the row with ID 7. The value in this row is Prisha Patel. You have 4 different choices to select the correct formula. Choice A, formula row. Choice B, formula find. Choice C, formula index. And choice D, formula match. Do you see the answer? Give yourself a little bit of time, maybe 10 to 20 seconds. See if you can pause this video to come up with the right solution. Ready or not, I'm going to move forward and share with you the correct solution to this problem. As you might have figured out, the correct formula is index. In fact, index returns a value of the element in the table or in the array selected by the row and column number indexes. When entering index formula, you need to enter the array and provide the row number. The column number is optional. In the case of this particular question, to retrieve the value of the row with ID 6, you need to enter the index formula and then select an array of values starting from the row with ID 2, and then enter the value 6, because our array of values starts with the actual values, with the title of this range. Once you hit enter, you see that the correct value was selected by the formula. Do you see any other solutions? Do you know any other formulas that will help accomplish this task? Please make sure to post them in comments. Here's the very interesting problem where you need to determine the value using index and match Excel formulas. Specifically, you need to determine the math grade for Prisha Patel. You're presented with the range of values, which includes student name, physics, math, chemistry, and biology grades, and you need to enter the formula to calculate the value. Do you see the solution? Do you know how to solve it? Let's move forward and solve this challenge together. We can solve this challenge in 2 steps. In step 1, we need to use the match formula to identify the ID for the row with Prisha's name. First, we need to select what we are looking for. In this case, we can either type the full name for Prisha, or we can use asterisks and just type the first name. Second value for the match formula is the range. We need to select the range from A2 to A11. And third value, we need to specify what type of match. In our case, we will be doing exact match, where we need to select the value of 0. Once completed, formula returns value of 6, which represents ID for the row where Prisha's name is located. Once we've identified the row, we need to find the second column in this row to return the math grade for Prisha. To do this, we start typing the formula, select the range B2 to E11 to identify all the grades. Then enter the match formula to help identify the row where Prisha's information is located. And then we enter the column ID. And looks like I mistyped the formula and entered extra apostrophe. Once I remove this extra apostrophe and hit enter, the correct value is returned, which is the math grade for Prisha. The final formula looks like this. Hopefully you've nailed this question and now know how to answer similar problems on the test. Here's an interesting question which we started to see on the test more and more often. There are multiple hidden worksheets in the current Excel workbook. You need to demonstrate how you can unhide all the worksheets that contain string N2 in the title, and you need to use Excel Simulator to complete the steps. Let me go ahead, move forward, and reveal the solution for you. To accomplish this task, you need to right-click on the Sheets portion in Excel and select Unhide. Once you do this, you see all hidden tabs or all hidden worksheets in Microsoft Excel. Our goal is to select all the worksheets that contain N2 in the title. You can hold the Shift button and select 4 worksheets in my case. And once you do that, you can click OK. And you can see that now all the worksheets with the N2 in the title are visible. If you have an alternative solution to this challenge, make sure to post it in comments.